Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be testing out, swatching, creating looks with, reviewing the new Pat Mcgrath holiday collection for this year. I'm going to show you everything I got, and I'm going to do I think 2 looks with the big palette and then 1 look with each of the smaller ones, so we can get a really good overall view of how every single product that I got performs. The whole collection is of course available on the Pat Mcgrath website. However, you can also get the bigger palette now at Sephora and I believe ULTA. I'm going to leave you all of the links down below in the description box of this video. I might have some products tagged on the screen as well. Actually, I just checked and yes, the palette is available at ULTA, but also the eyeshadow duos are available at ULTA. Again, everything will be linked down below. So if you are interested in purchasing anything, please do so using my links. It helps out my channel tremendously. And let's go ahead and open everything and see how it all performs. First of all, here is what the big palette outer packaging looks like. This is called the Luminous Legends Mega Eyeshadow Palette. This palette was made in Italy and it has a 12-month shelf life. The palette retails for $76. This is what the actual component looks like, and in the back of it you can see the names of the shades. And let's take a look once you open it at the beautiful color story. Lots of sparkly shades and 3 really good satin mattes. First thing I want to say is I was right. If you guys did not catch the live video where I reacted to this collection being announced, I said that the big palette's formula was made in Italy because it is the same formula that we have seen on the eyeshadow Quints for years now. I could tell from the picture, the way that the satin looking shades look kind of textured, that this formula was the same formula that the Quints have had for I think the past 2 to 3 years now. Last year's big palettes were her Made in the USA formula, which is a bit drier, just doesn't perform as good. And I'm glad that she switched to an Italian formula for this one. However, this is not the Italian formula that you can find on the luxury quads or the mothership palettes. This is a different type of Italian formula that is honestly really high quality, but I don't think it's as easy to work with as her luxurious mothership palettes or her luxury palettes, because I find that sometimes the shimmers in particular can be a little bit hard to control because they're so pigmented and creamy that they can have a bit extra fallout. However, I much prefer this Italian formula to her American formula, because her American formula has never been great and I feel like it's gotten worse. So, love this color story. Let's start with that. I love this purple shade right here in the middle. The sparkles look amazing, and I also love the neutral satin shades that she shows for this one, because they definitely will go well with any of the shimmer shades for sure. The quint I got is the Luminous Legends eyeshadow palette in Starfall Seduction. Take a look right here at what this one looks like. Again, made in Italy, 12-month shelf life. And on the back of the palette, once again, you can find the shade names. I chose this one because it was the one that was the most different. The other quint looked a bit more like things she's released in the past, and this one was like an all purple kind of quint, so I was very excited to play. I already created the eyeshadow look I'm going to be showing you with this one yesterday, and I gotta say the performance was really nice. The shades are extremely pigmented, so you need to pick up very little with your brush because things can go very intense very fast. Lastly, I also got one of her eyeshadow duos, again Italian formula, 12-month shelf life, and the one I got is this one here. It's called the Celestial Jade, and I love this one mainly because of that green jade shade right here. Miss Evelyn is once again happily screaming downstairs, so if you can hear her, I am so sorry. Let's swatch everything, starting with the Mega palette. Here's the shade Golden Muse, Rose Afterglow, Flame Fatale, Sun-Kissed Rose, which is one of the satin, more matte looking shades. Then we have Stardust Peony, Coral Caress, Bordeaux Brilliance. This is super creamy. This is one of those that, like, you know, never ending. And then Orchid Opulence, which is that beautiful duochrome middle purple shade. I made it a bracelet. It went all the way around. These four are about to be my favorite swatches, and this shade right here, I hadn't even noticed that before, but now that it's on my finger, wow. Here we have Moonlit Mist. The shade that came out of nowhere is Platinum Lilac. Wow, I definitely have to use that one today. Honey Nectar next, and the shade Celestial Cerulean. Yep, these are definitely my four favorite swatches so far. That looks insanely beautiful. And then the last three shades are Gilded Bronze, Lunar Luxury, and Sable Seductress. Take a look right here at every single one of these shades swatched. I am very impressed, in particular with these shades right here. Obsessed with the way they look, and I think the mattes are going to be amazing complements for all of those metallic glitter shimmer shades. Also love this for the inner corner. Let's go ahead and swatch the Quints next. Here's Pink Moonstone, Eternal Ecstasy, Violet Supernova, which is beautiful, very sparkly and dark and just beautiful. Infinite Infatuation, which is the only warm shade in the Quints. I'm going to add a bit more to that one since I grabbed it with my pinky earlier. And then the last shade is Neptune Noir, which is this beautiful, intense green shade. I love it. It's like a very dark teal, actually. It's beautiful. So here are the 5 swatches from the Starfall Seduction Quints. And then last but not least, the 2 swatches from the Celestial Jade eyeshadow duo. We have Moonlit Gold and the shade Celestial Jade. And just take a look right here at what those look like. Very pigmented and smooth for sure. Love them. Let's start by creating a couple of eye looks with the makeup palette. I'm very excited about this one. Also, I'm not going to promise you a 5 looks 1 palette with it, but I'm considering it because it would be very easy because there are so many different shades in here. Anyways, not promising anything, but maybe. And the reason I'm not promising anything is because I do want to do a 5 looks 1 palette with the purple palette from Natasha Denona and possibly with the Huda Beauty one whenever it comes out. And so this would be a third 5 looks 1 palette, and I have a little baby at home. It might be a lot, so we'll see. I'm going to start with the shade Sunkissed Rose, which is going to be the perfect transition color for both looks. I think I'm going to do it on both eyes. And this is a Rephr number 15 brush that I'm using to distribute that color all throughout the crease, starting on the outer third and bringing it inwards, doing little circles, little windshield wiper motions. You know the drill. Just making sure everything blends nicely all throughout the crease. Okay, so now let's start with, let's call this one eye look number 1, and I'm going to use my Rephr Shoto 00 brush and grab this shade next. That one is called Coral Caress, and I'm going to darken up the outer third of the eyelid with it and blend it into the crease ever so slightly. That blended instantly. Didn't have to work much for that one. I'm going to also grab a bit of it and smudge it underneath my lower lash line all the way to the tear duct area. And I'm going to bring it in through the crease, just not blending it as high, just focusing it right on the crease all the way in. I think in order to use as many shades as possible, I'm going to use these 3 shimmers from darkest to lightest. So that would be this one first, which is the shade Honey Nectar. I'm going to put it right here on the, not outer corner, but like right next to the outer corner. And I'm just going to tap it on the eyelid right back here, stopping right around the center. Then I'm going to use this shade in the center, which is called Stardust Peony. And I'm going to tap it right here, right in the center of the eyelid. And then the inner corner shade is of course going to be Golden Muse, which I'm going to do on the inner third and all the way to the inner corner. Starting by tapping it with my finger, but then I'm going to switch to a brush because I don't want it to look messy. So with a Rephr number 28, I'm going to blend it all the way in, define the eyelid with it a bit, add a bit extra to the inner corner. And then with this same brush, I'm going to grab a little bit more of the middle shade, which is Stardust Peony, and make sure that they blend into each other nicely here. And so take a look at the shiny, warm gradients I created on the eyelid. I'm going to use the Shadow 02 to grab my transition shade. Once again, this is Sunkissed Rose, and I'm going to smoke out my lower lash line with it. And then with the tip of that same brush, I'm going to grab Starfall Seduction, which is the darkest matte, and I'm going to smoke out the other half of my lash line right here at the top. Just back and forth, smoking things up ever so slightly back here. For my waterline, I'm using the Laura Mercier eyeliner in the shade Bronze. And before I put on any mascara or lashes, this right here is the first look I'm creating with the Mega palette. I feel like I went for very common looking shades for this one. This palette definitely has a lot more uniqueness to it, but I wanted to play with the warm shades. Since this color right here is pretty warm, it just made me want to play with like all of the warm bronzy shimmers that the palette has. So let's finish up look number 2. I'm going to grab the Shadow 00 and this dark shade up here called Starfall Seduction, and I'm going to tap the outer third of my eyelid, and then with the tip of the brush blend things into the crease. And I'm just doing back and forth little motions to blend everything. I want to do a halo eye, but I'm not going to do a halo eye because I want to use as many shimmers as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave it at this for now. And I'm going to grab the shade that I've been losing my mind over, which is this stunning shade here called Platinum Lilac. And I'm going to tap that color right here on the center towards the back. It is such an intense shimmer shade. With whatever's left on my brush, I'm going to tap where the shimmer and the matte shades meet. I'm gonna grab a bit more of the matte shade actually. There we go. Rephr number 28 in the shade Moonlit Mist. And I'm going to add it right over the edge of the previous shimmer and inwards so that they mix nice together. Grab a little more and all the way in, defining my eyelid with it. I want to bring the light teal shade under a bit, just back and forth down here. And I want to get a little bit of Lunar Luxury and just try it underneath the eye. Let's see what it looks like down here. Yep, I like it, I like it. Darkest matte shade on a Rephr number 3, and I'm smoking out the lower lash line, the other half of it. And then the transition color on a Shadow 02. We are smoking out the under eye. For the inner corner, I want to go back to the shade I have in the center of my eyelid, which is that stunning lilac color. Just add it right there. We're sandwiching the teal. That's what we're doing. I went for like a muted blue waterline with this Artist Color pencil from Makeup Forever in the shade Endless Blue. And so before we put on any mascara or lashes, this right here is the finished second look with the Mega palette. Obsessed, honestly. I love the way this one came out. And we have very warm and very cool tone over here. We have a nice contrast for sure. Plus there's so much more you can do with this palette because I didn't even touch the purple shade. You could do that blue all over the eyelid and that would look beautiful. And there's a lot more silver bronzy shimmers you can play with as well. But I feel like this gives you a good idea of the range of the palette. Let me go ahead and put on some mascara and lashes and show you the final looks. Back with mascara and lashes on to show you the finished looks. If anything looks weird out here is because I literally can't even put my lash on because my eye keeps watering and the glue is not, maybe now I don't want to adhere. But basically I have been struggling for the past 10 minutes trying to put this lash on because my eye kept watering, and so I ruined all of the makeup around the outer corner of the eye and I fixed it the best I could. Here's what we're looking like right now. I don't have time to waste. I need to continue on doing more looks. So here are the 2 eyeshadow looks I created with the Mega palette. Here's look number 1. And then this very icy blue look number 2. A little smudge because of my technical problem, but looks pretty anyways. I gotta say, I absolutely love the performance of every single shade. The satin matte shades blended beautifully. They have a really nice amount of pigmentation and the shimmers are incredible. So now that you saw these 2 looks with the Mega palette and how this one performs, let's go ahead and move on to the eyeshadow Quints. Time to create a look with the new Starfall Seduction palette from Pat McGrath, and I'm going to start using this color right here. That is called Infinite Infatuation, and it is the warmest color in this palette. Actually, the only warm shade in this palette, super pigmented as you can see. And this, oh, it's so pigmented. I'm going to distribute. This is a Shoto brush from Rephr, the biggest one of the 3. Okay, I told you this was pigmented, but it's even more pigmented than I thought it was. So I'm going to distribute and blend as best as I can with my Shoto brush, just back and forth, running my brush all throughout the crease of the eye. Okay, and now we have a nice wash of that color. That was intense for a second there, but I did want to wash because there are other shades that I want to start darkening up things with. I think I'm getting to the point where I'm happy with it. Yes, that's what I was looking for. So let's now deepen things up with the Shoto 00 and this purple shade here called Eternal Ecstasy. I don't know why I grabbed so much because I just had the experience of grabbing too much. Yeah, it was too much again. I'm distributing it once again. Just tapping it on the outer third of my eyelids. And then after the intensity is there, then I'm going to start blending into the crease. With the tip of the Shoto 00 brush, I'm going to blend a little bit under the eye as well. These shadows are blending beautifully and I am getting 0 fallout. I must say that. There are 2 colors I can clearly, oh my god, this feels like satin. This is super mega creamy. Obsessed. So that one is an option, and then the other option for the center of the eyelid is this one, which also very pigmented and beautiful and very sparkly, which I love, but not as satiny as this one. Ooh, I'm going to go with the sparkly shade for the center of my eyelid. And that one is called Violet Supernova. Just tapping it right through the center here. It's so pretty. I know that looks a little bit of a mess, but I just didn't want to go in further with my fingers. I'm going to use a brush. This is my Rephr number 28. And I'm first going to grab the lightest of the shades, which is the shade Pink Moonstone. That's going to be the inner corner color right here. And then I'm also going to use it to come in a third of the way through the eyelid. Still with that Rephr number 28 brush, just like that. And then with that same brush, I am going into the middle shade and making the shades meet right through here. So sparkly. I want to integrate our satin shade, and I feel like that's going to either make or break this eyeshadow look, but I'm going to try it. So I'm going to use this other Shoto brush, the smallest one, and I'm going to smoke out the outer half of my eyelid with the satin I like it. With the satin shade. Just focusing on the outer half and then angling it upwards. Did I just create, you guys, the Shoto brushes? Like, you see what I just did there? It's like the cutest, most perfect smoky wing. So effortless because the brush is super pointed and it tapers down so beautifully. I know I've been saying it in the past few videos, but it's truly that I am obsessed with these brushes. I can't put them down. If you have not gotten your hands on the Shoto brushes from Rephr yet, you need to. They are so multifunctional, so versatile, so beautiful. I'm so impressed by what I just did without even trying. Get the Shoto brushes from Rephr. The link is in the description box. I'm going to do it again. Hopefully it comes out as beautifully as it did the first time. With the tip of the Shoto brush, very light pressure. and then we angle it towards the brow. I think I want to bring the Moonstone shade under the tear duct area a bit. And with the Shadow 00 and the shade that I use as my transition shade, I'm going to finish up by smoking things under the eye. Back with mascara and lashes on, I also put a burgundy eyeliner in my waterline. My blush, which is from M Cosmetics, it's the shade Chi Rub, and the most unexpected but also most beautiful nude lip combo. Let me show you what I did on my lips, because I wasn't planning to go here, just like I wasn't planning to have smoky wings today, but it happened. I was wearing my favorite lip balm in lip balm history, which is this one right here from Ole Henriksen. I've been wearing this all throughout the video. If you see a shine on my lips and I'm not necessarily wearing lipstick, this is what I have on it. It's my favorite lip balm ever created. It's fantastic. If you love lip balm and you haven't tried this one yet, you're missing out. Anyways, I was wearing this and then I thought, let me do a lip combo. I'm going to put a lip liner on first and then a lipstick. And then I grabbed this right here, which is from ColourPop, the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade Oh Snap. And I lined my lips with it. And then I was like, let me just blend it in a little because it was mixing beautifully with my lip balm. And that's it. This is what I have on. And it is beautiful and I love it. Anyways, I would probably not wear this eyeshadow look. This is a bit too colorful for me at the moment. Again, I went here because I wanted to try as many shades as possible and this is what I came up with. But with that said, I do think that the shadows in this squint have beautiful quality. My main issue, I think, is this color here. It's like too warm pink colorful for me all over the crease of the eye. I feel like if I were to have done a nude crease and then the rest of the makeup the way I did it, I would have liked this a lot better. But the amount of warmth on the crease, I'm not obsessed with. So yeah, let me know what you think of this look in the comment section. It's too much, right? I think it's too much. I'm back to create the last look on this video, which is going to be using the eyeshadow duo. And because I don't only want to use these two colors, I'm going to do something for my crease. I'm going to contour my crease using a cream contour. This is my Dior one, which is the one I've been wearing all throughout the video. And I'm just going to, with my Rephr number 15 brush, blend that contour all throughout the crease of my eye, just to add a bit of depth up there. So then I'm going to use the shade Jade all throughout my eyelid because I want this to be the center of attention, just like that. This is going to be the easiest look, I swear. It's going to be so simple. And then I'm going to grab the gold shade with a flat brush. This one is the Rephr number 28 and I'm going to add it to the inner corner. I'm going to bring it in just a tad bit and define the eyelid with it. Repeating on this side. For my waterline, I want to grab a shade that kind of looks similar to Jade. I have this Too Faced eyeliner in the shade Killer Camo, and that's what I'm putting in my waterline. And then I also want to bring the gold under, halfway under the lash line here. I keep thinking it's missing something. I'm just going to add more green all throughout the eyelid, so all the way to the outer corner. Blending it into the crease a bit with my Rephr number 15. I'm going to clean up the outer edge with a makeup wipe. Ooh, if I had like a dark green liquid eyeliner, that would look so pretty. The way I remember that I did have a green liquid eyeliner, and I'm very excited about it. I doubt this is available. This is from the ColourPop and Harry Potter collection 2 years ago. But alas, I did have a green liquid eyeliner and it's been used, okay? Love the way things look. This is the look before mascara and lashes. I don't know if I'll be able to do lashes because my eyes keep watering and kind of burning, but I'll try. We'll see. I went ahead and just did a bit of mascara on my top and bottom lashes. I don't think I can do falsies with this eye look because my eyes are already burning, so I know that they're going to start watering and it's going to be impossible. So here is the finished last look with this collection, and I have some thoughts on what things are worth it versus which ones are not. So let's go ahead and get into it. My most recommended product that I got from this collection is definitely the Mega palette because it is beautiful. The performance is great. You saw the swatches, you saw how good the shimmers are in this palette, and you saw how well the 3 mattes that are in the palette complement each and every single one of the shimmers. I loved playing with this one. I again think I might want to do a 5-6-1 palette because I want to keep playing with it. That's how much I liked it, which was not what I was expecting. I didn't even rush to do this review video. I was focusing on other releases, but I absolutely loved playing with this one. It is available at Sephora and at ULTA. I have it tagged here on the screen, and the links are down below in the description box. This, I think, is the only thing I'm actually recommending from this video. It's my favorite that I tried, and I loved every single swatch. I loved the looks I created. I have nothing to complain about when it comes to this one. My least recommended product, I think, is actually the eyeshadow duo, and it's because it is pricey for 2 shades. Like, you only get 2 shades, and it's pricey for those 2 shades, and the formula isn't anything special. You get similar formulas to these 2 shades in the bigger palette. This little palette is $25 for just 2 shades, which means that at this price you would pay $75 for 6 shades, versus with this Mega palette you're paying $76 for 15 different shades. So what you get versus what you pay, this is 1,000 times better than this duo for $25. The eyeshadow look I created is cute and all, but the shades aren't anything special. You get the same type of shades in the big one. I just don't think that this duo is worth it. And then you have the Quints, which are $38 each, and I kind of feel in the middle about it. I'm not super hyped up, not like, I don't think this is a must-have for you, but I also don't hate it. With this color story in particular, I feel like I would like it better if I went in with a different crease color and then played with like the rest of the shades. I wasn't a fan of that color on the crease at all. So I feel kind of hot and cold about this one. It's cute. It's not a must-have in my opinion. And $38 for 5 shades versus, again, $76 for 15 with a much more beautiful color story that actually works together. And again, all of the shades in all of the palettes are the same type of formula. There isn't anything special about the duos versus the big one or anything like that. So I recommend that you get your hands on this one and pass on the other 2, to be honest with you. You will not go wrong with this palette if you grab it. Just make sure that you are into very sparkly, very foiled metallic shades, because most of what you get in here is very pigmented, very metallic looking. So just make sure that you're into those types of looks, like the looks that I created using this palette earlier in the video. So get this one. Skip on the rest of the collection would be my recommendation. If you guys liked today's video, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up. Before you leave, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you back in the next one. Bye.